Hi Leo, welcome to your October reading for career and money. This is a general reading and it's a collective reading, so if it does not resonate with you, check out your moon and rising signs, and if you're still not finding what you're looking for, ask God for guidance. You know, it could be in the words of another tarot reader, could be in a book, could be in a song. If you have a question, Spirit wants you to have the answer. I know that. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for love, light, and prosperity. I thank you for clear and concise messages. I thank you for confirmation, validation, and clarification as we walk through the energies of October as it relates to career and money for Leo. Show us clearly what are the main three energies that Leo will be navigating as they walk through the month of October. Okay, let's see what we got here, guys. We're starting out with disruption, mental conflict, and heart chakra. Okay, so let's see what's going on, guys. As I shuffle these cards to get clarifiers, I just want you to know, if you're new to my channel, stick around till the end because I always do a little PS at the end. And sometimes that message confirms the message on the table, and sometimes it's a whole new something. Either way, it's fun, it's exciting, and I hope you stick around till the end. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, we thank you for these energies that you're showing us that Leo can watch for in the month of October as it relates to career and finance. And we're asking you to give us clarifiers. Clarify for us about this disruption card. Clarify the mental conflict and the heart chakra. Show us clearly what is it that we need to know about each energy as we walk through the month of October as it relates to career and finance. Okay, so with disruption, it's being clarified with the Hanged Man, the deck upside down, and the Eight of Cups. As it relates to mental conflict, we're getting the Ace of Cups and the Devil. And with the heart chakra, we're getting the Queen of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so let's take a look and see what all this is about. Disruption is whenever we have any event in our life that really changes things for us. In this particular card, in the traditional tarot, this would be the Tower. In this particular deck, it doesn't look quite as scary, however, it does still look scary. But change is scary no matter what. It can be a real positive thing about to happen, and we start to feel, oh no, am I big enough for it? Am I smart enough for it? Am I good enough for it? All those things. We have these little mind things that we deal with that cause us to feel bound. It causes us to feel like we're being pulled in two different directions. It causes us to feel like maybe we need to hold ourselves closer because we're not safe. It causes disruption, okay? So something's going on with your career and money that's making you feel a little bit this way. This was the first clarifier that came out, the Hanged Man. So what this is asking you to do is step back and take a little bit of a break and just look at it from a different perspective. Why are you going through this? What is the result of the change? Now, in other words, if you're getting a promotion, or, okay, let's say it was a bad disruption and you got laid off. Leo, if this is the case, step back and say, okay, universe, tell me what's going on here. God, guide, your angels, archangels, whoever it is that you deal with. Show me what's going on here. Because even in the middle of this disruption, there is light all around, okay? And there's light coming in right there. So it's coming in into his crown chakra. That's telling me that The universe is willing to communicate with you through this and give you the information that you're looking for, just like I said in the beginning. So they're asking you to step back and look at things a little differently and ask for the information. Take a little bit of time to find out what's going on. Say you got laid off and you're suddenly freaking out because, oh my God, now what am I going to do? Of course, go look for another job or whatever. But take a second before you do that, because what were you saying to yourself before the layoff? Were you complaining about your job? Were you dissatisfied with the role you played at that company? Were you dissatisfied? Where were you dissatisfied? Because something in there, or felt undervalued. Think about those things. Where did you feel undervalued? Where did you feel dissatisfied? And all those kinds of things, because those are things that you want to be able to adjust and look at differently before you go on to the next step. This is telling me right here that probably whatever this was that happened had a lot to do with the fact that you weren't very emotionally fulfilled. Okay, you see a lot of cups right here. There's four cups on each side, and she's walking past all of them. It's like she is going to find whatever it is that is better. She's looking for those last two cups, 9 and 10, right? Emotional fulfillment. Wherever she was, when she started there, things were great, but she's outgrown that. She's grown past it, and she's going to find what it is that she's growing into. And I love that she's looking in the direction of the moon, and it's dark here, okay? This is telling me you don't know what the future holds for you at this particular moment, Leo. That's okay. Trust in the fact that God always, always lights our path, even in our darkest times. At night, whenever it's dark outside, you can't see as far as you can see in the daylight, right? But you know that if you walk, the further out you walk, the further out you can see, till you get to a point where you turn around and you cannot see where you came from because it's dark way back there. That's what this card is telling you to remember, that God, the universe, whoever it is you deal with, is going to light your path if you trust it and you move toward it. Because even though you don't know all the steps, and trust that each step you take, think about it differently. Each step you take forward, each step you take in faith, each step you take in knowing and trusting that the universe has your back, another step's going to present itself. Okay, the mental conflict. Okay, well, Cheryl, I know all this because I've been on my path and whatever. Yeah, you do. But we all have this one little area of our brain that fusses with us about it, okay? And what it's going to tell you is that you better not take too much time to find out what it is that you want because your rent's due. Or better not take too much time because this is due or that's due or this is going to happen or that's going to happen. This color red has to do with our root chakra. So this is the mind, the messages that your root chakra guides or guards or sends to you, okay? Not necessarily this part of the brain. That's not what I'm talking about. But it's the root, it's our root understanding about safety and security and money issues and all kinds of stuff like that. Here's the good news. Right there outlining that root chakra is a golden yellow light, right? And it's got like a little starburst coming from it. And what that's telling me, whenever I see gold and yellow, it tells me that that is guidance from the universe. It's the guidance from the universe. It's trying to remind you, it's perhaps trying to change the way you think about things in life. And you see all these other colors back here with the greens and the blues. The greens for me are about growth and healing, and the blues are about trust, and the purples are about worthiness. And there's so many things that the universe, that God helps us whenever we have a deep desire for something. God wants to satisfy that desire. I'm looking at the time because I want to say something. I'm going to go backwards for a second. Remember when I said think about what you were saying or thinking to yourself before you got laid off? If that's the case, whatever the situation is, you're in a situation right now where you're feeling a little wobbly, unstable. So I'm saying, think about what you were thinking about before this actually happened. Were you thinking, I'm undervalued, I'm underpaid, I'm under whatever? You were feeling like you weren't getting your full benefit or whatever. You weren't being acknowledged fully to some extent or another. Okay. So the universe, I tell everybody this, that we don't have prayer time and meditation time. We just have time. And that's even an illusion, right? And whenever I say we don't have prayer time and meditation time, yes, we take time to quiet our minds and meditate. We take time to say our prayers, but we don't stop and think about every breath is a prayer. Every thought is a prayer, because the universe, God, the angels, they don't take time off. They don't say we're here from 5 to 7 while you pray, or we're here from 4 to 6 while you meditate. Nothing like that. They're here all the time. So if we pray, God, I thank you so much for my job. I thank you for the blessings that I have because of my job and all that stuff. But then we're sitting at work for 8 hours a day saying, man, I am so undervalued. I deserve so much more in my life. Okay, well, that's not what you're praying for, but that's what you're truly feeling. And the feeling is what communicates our deepest desires and wishes to the universe, right? So you're feeling unhappy where you are, so something's going to change. The universe is going to change it because it wants to grow you into what you truly want. So we can think that we're praying and we can think that we're meditating, but what we do for those 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 5 hours is nothing compared to the rest of the hours during the day, whenever our true thoughts are continually being brought up. And that was a long ways around just saying, you can't say, God, thank you for my life during your prayer time, and then the rest of the day be disgruntled about your life. Because it's that disgruntled feeling that gets communicated to the universe. Okay. So, and that's what this card is about, the mental conflict. Whatever this is, you're wondering, why did this happen? Okay. They're wanting you to think about it. Think about the way you pray. This is the Devil card. The Devil card is, it's not about a devil, a person. It's about earthly attachments, negative ideas or unhealthy ideas. It's about the way that we communicate with ourselves. It's about the way we communicate with the universe about ourselves. It's about addictions and things like that. So this card is asking you, think about those things. Go back and think about what was going on before this disruption happened, and then change your perspective. Recognize this as a gift. Oh man, I always felt undervalued over there. Now I get to go find a place to work or be where I feel valued, where I feel like the universe is filling me up all the time. My cup runneth over, where I feel like I'm emotionally stable, emotionally fulfilled. You are emotionally intellectual, Leo. And so this is telling you that you have the opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to do something different. But don't just go off and do it willy-nilly and do the same thing you've always done and replace what you had with the same thing, because then you're going to continue to get the same thing. Think about it. Think about what you were thinking about before this disruption took place. And then you have your heart chakra, okay? What I love about the heart chakra is our heart is, just like I was talking about, it's actually where we communicate with God, with our higher power. It's where there's a scripture in the Bible. It's Proverbs 4:23. It says, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it come the issues of life. So just like I was saying earlier, whenever we sit there and pray, God, thank you for my job. I'm feeling blessed that I can pay my bills and I can do this and do that. But all day long at our job, we're feeling disgruntled because we're underpaid, undervalued, whatever all those things are. What are we communicating? We're communicating what's truly in our heart. So out of that comes these issues of, now this has happened. Now what do I do? Go to your heart, okay? Go to your heart and sit down with a piece of paper and write down, what are your core values? What do you believe is the truth about yourself? What is it that you want to do with your life? Take this time to go out and do what's true to you, because it's an opportunity for you to be able to change whatever has not been good enough for you, to walk past it and go find that other cup, okay? This is walking into who you are. Leo, this is the Queen of Wands. This is the queen of who you are, the fire sign, right? So she's passionate. She has followed her heart. The heart, this is the color of the heart, right? This is also the color of that root chakra that tells you all those things about yourself and about what you need to do, because it's all from a lack of faith, a place of lack. She has filled her heart chakra with her passions, and she has filled her heart chakra with the truth about herself. And so now she is walking in her truth. She's walking in her passion. She's inspired, and she takes action that is inspired. Her action is inspired whenever she works from her heart chakra. And what was all cattywampus before in the traditional tarot, this is the Two of Pentacles, and it's all cattywampus. He's like trying to hold the pentacles. Look how much more balanced he is. And he's doing it on one leg. And his pentacles are close to exactly balanced. And back here, there is hard work and there is opportunity. And whenever they hit each other, that's luck. That's whenever everybody says, wow, she gets everything she ever asked for. That's why, because hard work and opportunity, whenever they come together, it means luck. And you find your balance. You find your balance whenever you're true to who you are. And whenever those guarding your heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. So when you find yourself thinking about how humdrum everything is, be careful about how long you let yourself do that, because something's going to get shook up so that you won't be so humdrum in your life. And we do that to ourselves. It's not God punishing you. It's not the universe trying to make fun of you. It's nothing personal. It's just the way the universal laws are set up. And so whenever these things that we let grow in our hearts all the time about anything that we're doing, and because this is in career and money, there's something in your career and your money that you've not been happy with, that's where the shakeup comes from, okay? They say we create our own reality. That's true, and it starts right here. It starts in our heart, those things that we dwell on all the time. Okay, Leo, this is exciting because this is your opportunity to change, not that you need to change, but to change whatever it is that you want to change in your life. Okay. If you're new to my channel and you've not subscribed yet, I hope that if this message resonated with you, that you do subscribe. And for all of you who are already subscribers, thank you so much. And thank you for your likes and your shares and the comments. You guys overwhelm me with your love and support. It is an honor, such an honor for me to read for y'all. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you for this message. I thank you, God, that we can press the reset button on our lives anytime we're ready. I thank you that you give us that opportunity. And God, I ask you right now for the PS for Leo as it relates to this message with career and money. What is their PS? Okay, so you're getting the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is telling me that this process, whatever this is that has disrupted in your space as it relates to money and career is definitely something that you're going to be able to work through. You're going to be able to move through it, and it's something that you're going to be able to move through with great success on the other end. But it's not going to be necessarily a fast process. Nothing is. Nothing happens overnight, because we have things that we have to work out in our brain, that, old ways of thinking that we have to be able to rid ourselves from. And remember that our heart is what actually produces. What we feel in our heart produces way more in our lives than what we say with our mouth during a 10-minute prayer or meditation session. So this is going to be a process of you changing and moving into a whole new way of life. And you've got the Hierophant. This is telling me that this is going to be a huge spiritual change for you. Whenever I say that, I don't mean you're going to go meditate with the monks or anything like that. All I mean is that we are spirits. We are spirits having a human experience. So this is going to be you coming back to you, finding your own understanding about spirituality, about being a spirit being, about being a human body or a spirit in a human body. This is going to be very, very impacting for you, and it's going to really cause you to flip something. You're going to flip from some old way of thinking into a new understanding, and things are going to be so much smoother for you. Look, and you're going to come into union with yourself. In a love reading, this is the soulmate card, so we get all excited and say, "Oh, my soulmate's coming." But this is about you. That the message is that you are your first soulmate. You are your very first soulmate, and whenever you can get in alignment with who you are, when you can have your mind, body, and spirit all in alignment with who you are and with how you are still connected to the universe. They've never turned their back on you. They've always been right there giving you whatever was in your heart. Whenever we understand that, we come into great union with ourselves, and we walk on in a whole different way. We present ourselves, we show up different in the world. So Leo, whatever this little disruption is, it's a small disruption. It looks like things are going to be way better in the next, I would say, 2 to 3 months. As you move toward, you got to participate, as you move toward a different way of thinking about what you deserve in life and who you truly are. Okay, Leo, I'm so glad you stopped in, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a super duper day. Bye.